Prime Minister, you hope to get the flights finally away in the summer. You state your reputation on this policy. Is this a moment of success for you when that bill passes? And do you have to remove thousands of asylum seekers before a general election to close the gap in the polls and regain voters' trust?
Success is when the boats have been stopped. Right? That's what the country expects. That's what the government and I are committed to delivering. And, yes, whilst 10 to 12 weeks from now is later than we wanted, as I've been talking about, the delay for that is crystal clear and obvious to everybody. You heard Labour peers blocking this time and time again last week, again today. But we've been preparing. And I won't rehash all the things that we've been doing. We've been preparing, we're ready, and we will implement this policy. And what I'd say is, I think people can have some confidence about my commitment to deliver this because of our record to date, right? And I remember when I got this job, there seemed to be this general sense that no one could do anything about this. Like, this is just something we had to live with. It was just a fact of modern life. The numbers had gone up every year, doubled, quadrupled over the past few years before I got this job. And I didn't think that was right, because this is fundamentally wrong. It's fundamentally unfair that people jump the queue, undermine our sense of fairness and come here illegally, put pressure on services, and, by the way, risk their lives and are exploited by criminal gangs in the process. None of that is right. And I do think we can do something about it. And I think our record since I became PM is one where we can make a difference. We got the numbers down by 36% last year. For the first ever time, right? For the first ever time, the numbers were down, they were up in Europe. We are now on track to return 150 hotels back to local communities, right? That is fantastic. Communities across the country had seen their local hotel taken over to house illegal migrants. 150 of those returned back to their local communities. We've arrested almost 1,000 people connected with this trade, right? And there's something like over 300 or 400 years worth of jail sentences for those that have already been convicted. We shut down 7,000 bank accounts. We've arrested thousands of people on illegal working raids. So look, all of that, the asylum backlog, which I said we would clear, we cleared it. We tripled the productivity of our caseworkers. We doubled the number that we hired. We processed more people last year than in the last 2 decades, right? So all of that should give people confidence that you can do something about this issue. Right? If you put your mind to it, you're prepared to go through all this detail and be bold when it comes to solutions like Rwanda, you can get a grip of this problem, right? We're not there yet by any means, right? But the plan is working. Last year showed, and all those numbers I just gave you show that the plan is working, but we've got to finish the job. Right? We can't, as you saw this year, we've got this increase in Vietnamese. That's the new issue. Last year it was Albanians, or year before it was Albanians. We dealt with the Albanians. We will deal with illegal migrants from Vietnam. But we can't keep playing this whack-a-mole strategy, dealing with it in a piecemeal fashion. You need a systematic deterrent. That's why the Rwanda scheme is so important. That's why the team they're all here, because they've all been working very hard across government to get this up and running. It's not just about me. This is about the government collectively delivering for the British people on an issue that they care about. And I said the contrast when that election comes, and I won't go over this election thing all over again, other than to say that there's a clear contrast to that election, right? We are a party, we are a government that cares about this issue because it's wrong. We fundamentally think illegal migration is wrong, it's unfair, it's dangerous, and the government is going to do something about it. And we have a clear plan to do something about it. Yes, it's novel, I get that. Yes, it's radical, but that's what this situation demands, right? And our track record shows that we can deliver. And in spite of everyone trying to block us, the Labour Party at the front of that queue, right, we will get this done. And that is a choice at the next election. If you care about this issue and you want something done about it, then it's really only one party that's going to deliver that for you. Because the Labour Party can't tell you at all what they would do about this issue. And worse than that, they have actively tried to frustrate us at every turn. I talked earlier about the 900 people that we've arrested, right, with the powers that we've passed. The Labour Party voted against that, right? There's a very tangible difference, right? Those are new powers that a Conservative government passed that have now led to the arrest of almost 1,000 people, sentenced to almost 500 years worth of jail time. The Labour Party didn't just kind of, sit back. They literally voted against that. And that is helping us bring these numbers down and tackle this trade and save people's lives. And if it was up to them, all those people will be out on the streets continuing to ply this awful trade. Right? So that's the contrast when that general election comes.